So before I get started, there's something that I need to say to all of you. How grateful I am that each and every one of you have chosen to be here today as we engage in this conversation about light. And whether you are aware of it or not, whether you believe it or not, or whether you take that mantle as your own, you are a light worker, and I'm grateful in the ways in which you go out into this world and spread and share your light every single day. The word guru in Sanskrit has two meanings. One of them is one who is heavy, and not heavy like happy sleeping Buddha, but one who is heavy with the weight of knowledge. The second is one who takes us from the darkness to the light. And I share this with all of you because in the audience are so many of my gurus, and whether you are aware of it or not, you have literally led me with your guiding hand out of the darkness and into the light. And I don't know if I'll be able to in this lifetime to repay you for the kindness that you have bestowed upon me, but I promise you I will wake up every single day and try to. This is for all of the light workers who have ever lost their way. The plight of the light worker, which always confused me because I thought it was flight soaring high, not plight sinking low, but words are funny things, like this word light that is so casually thrown about, like the punchline to a spiritual joke. Get it? And then the light bulb goes off and suddenly everything is so clear. There's a third meaning to plight, did you know? I didn't know, I had to look it up, but I believe in the rule of threes, Holy Trinity, and that third meaning is to give in pledge, as in one's word, a solemn vow or promise. This is the plight of the light worker. Ever since I was little, whenever my teachers would send my report cards home, they would report that I was a ray of sunshine. I know. They didn't make a lot of mention about my scholastic aptitude, which explains my difficulty in grasping such concepts as grammar, geometry, and physics. I was an inquisitive child with burning questions, and I thought one day that I would like to interview the sun, and if I could, these are the questions that I would ask. Are all rays created equal? Do you keep some of the rays for yourself? Do you know that you're gonna burn out one day? And if you do know that, have you ever thought about stopping? When I was little, I, an international pop sensation, Madonna, learned that you can get far in life by being a ray of light. Makes sense. It's an important job, being a ray of the glorious sun, although that's a lot of pressure. The sun never takes a day off. The sun heats this earth with its warmth, facilitates growth, and dispels the darkness of that night. When I was little, I learned that people liked me more the more brightly I shone. And if I shined just bright enough, I could blind them and me from seeing the darkness that was in and around me. And that light seemed to show without my doing, like the sun rising on another day. And my doing in this world, I realized, was trying to find my light, which always just seemed out of reach. The path of my humanness marred and blocked by closets and prisons, some by my design, some by their design, but certainly all part of the grand design. The encroaching walls whose aim was to snuff out my light like a fire without oxygen. I couldn't breathe, but maybe I could if I followed the trail out of the maze and found my center. My center. It's an elusive coronet, like I'm the captain of a ship trying to find true north, but I can't ascertain what is true, so I'm just circling the drain and being bombarded by the hurricanes of life. I feel so lost sometimes. I feel so lost sometimes. Like Dorothy, skipping along the path. One day, I ran into a man on a stake at a well. This passerby had some passing words for me. I shared a heavy sigh as if I had heard it all before. Let me guess. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. It's the dawn of a new age. It's the light at the end of the tunnel, guiding light. Judith light, lighten up. Make light of it, light a fire underneath you. Let there be light. Would you light my candle? What are you staring at? Light years, lighten your load. Lights out, lights on, but there's nobody home. Getting lightheaded, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Get that green light, but run that red light. Did I leave anything out? Everything, he said, but I'll shed some light upon that. I knew it. He said, you seem so lost and you must be parched roaming this desert, especially after that impressive display of data. I hope you don't get roaming charges. You give from your well and not from the overflow. Would you sit at my feet and drink from my well? Its source is infinite and its reflection, well, you can see clearly. And I don't mean to bother, but I simply have to ask you this question. Do you not want to be seen? Are you okay with being seen? Can you see you the way that I see you? What am I saying? Of course you can. It's just a matter of perception. Stand in your light and be seen as you are. I laughed at the mandate because it seemed so easy, like a date with a man, which is funny because dating is not easy, especially with a man. And especially when that man is you and you're not entirely sure who you are. Are you asking me out on a date? He replied. I said, I'm sorry, I'm already dating God, but hey, there's room for one more. Dance card is never full. Dancing in the moonlight. I wonder if it's easy to follow in his footsteps, that man on the moon, or is it a woman? I'm never entirely sure. It doesn't really matter. It's just another separation, and I'm still reeling from the first one. I haven't recovered. The moon is so full of himself, it's really easy for him. He's hanging out with Orion now, the restless star on the hunt again in the search for something more. But at least Orion had the wherewithal to stop and ask the question, what are you looking for on this yellow brick road? Answer that, and you'll find your way home. The next day, a fellow traveler stopped and said, hey. And he introduced himself to me as the Hierophant, and he gave me his card, and on the back was the word tarot emblazoned. He said, I represent established law. Don't confuse my rigidity for coldness. I follow the rules, play in the margins, be a good boy, middle of the road, don't make waves in your careening ship. I am the middleman between you and God, and hey there, I've got a question for you. Why are you a light worker that's working in the shadows? Wait, hold up. I'm sorry, it's just that a couple months ago, we talked about darkness, and I said the darkness is just a place where God has yet to be revealed, and in fact, God often uses darkness as a tool to take us to places that we wouldn't normally go to, so I don't really understand what's the big deal about me being a light worker who works in the shadows. let's take it back. There's nothing wrong with you being a light worker working in the darkness, but I didn't say that. I said you were a light worker working in the shadows. Ooh, say it again. A light worker working in the shadows. And you see, a shadow happens when an object blocks its source of light. And in this case, you're the object blocking your own light. So my question for you is, why are you standing in your own way? Isn't that what you're supposed to tell me? Isn't that the whole point of these heroes' journeys? Why do I feel like I'm on trial right now? These trials and tribulations and all these questions and I don't have any answers. Pop quiz, yes you do. But you're deflecting right now because you don't want to be in the spotlight. And so if you ask the questions, you never have to give the answers. And if you never have to give the answers, you never have to be wrong. But that's all right, weary traveler. I'm going to help you out. I hate to do this, but I need to drudge up the past because that's where the answers resides. In the past and lies that have been hidden, kind of like how you're hiding in this life now. In the past, light workers who stayed within the confines of acceptability were safe. But it's also safe to say that those that spoke out against the status quo faced persecution. They say that silence is death. Well, I'm here to tell you that speaking out has its own demise. So you learn to live in the land of subtleties and have truth, but you prayed to God every single day that you would still be heard. But that's in the past, and we're in the here and now, so there's no reason for you to dim your light, and in fact, the world is asking for you to set it ablaze. Come out, wherever you are, to meet the young lady who fell from a star. Didn't know this was gonna be a musical, Thurman, did ya? When you make him your source, there is nothing to fear, and therefore you do not need to hide. So break a few rules. What's law and order without a little bit of chaos? It's all part of the same whole that you're part of. On the last day, the Sphinx came sauntering up to me, strong and courageous. Cowardice must be a trait solely reserved for her brother. And I paced back and forth, questions circling my mind, and I thought maybe that I had the answers, but I was too afraid for them to be true. You are at an impasse. And in order to pass through, you must pass my exam. But take your time before answering, of course. Time is an illusion, much like those fears that you shroud yourself in. The Lightworker's new clothes, invisible to all but you. I know this one. I remember this. Okay. The answer is man. Hacha! The Sphinx laughed. Your answer is man. Of course your answer is man. Man always thinks that he's the answer, and in your rush to give an answer, you didn't even wait to hear the question in the first place. Okay, my bad. Please continue. Here's my riddle. There are two sisters. One gives birth to the other, and then she in turn gives birth to the first. Who are the sisters? I'm sorry, what? Can you please repeat the question? Can I please have a scratch paper and a pencil so I can make some notes? Who are the sisters? I racked my brain trying to think of the answer, and then I stared up at the sun. And although the sun never takes a day off, there's a shift change. Day and night. Final answer. Oh, good. You remember. 'Cause you act like you forgot. wandering in the night, waiting for the light to return and acting like it is never going to return. What are you waiting for? Oh, you're waiting for some wizard to come in and save the day, saving yourself for a rainy day. I need a hero. Oh, the hero needs a hero. Well, take a number. I hear 3 is a good one, but you might be waiting a very long time. See, I'm a little confused because I thought that you were what you were waiting for. My bad. I must be confusing you with somebody else. Go along, little child. He's waiting for you. Okay. Standing in front of the wizard, the big day, the moment had come. Good afternoon. I'm sorry to say that I'm a little nervous. Butterflies are in my stomach. I should have eaten before I came, which is odd because you think I'd be full from swallowing the words all of these years. But I'm hungry for answers. And there's questions that are weighing heavily on my heart ever since the beating of small wings brought a hurricane to my midst. I've been beating myself up every single day that the question even exists in the first place. Well, go ahead. Ask your question. What's wrong with me? No, I'm serious. What's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with my heart? Do I need a new brain? How do I be brave? Tell me what is wrong with me, because if you tell me what's wrong with me, maybe we can fix it. Maybe I can go home. Tell me what to do. Is there a magic potion? Is there anything? Is there a cure? Tell me what is wrong with me. And I just don't want to feel this way anymore. In what way is that? Cold and empty. Like I hit rock bottom and I never left, and I'm the only one here, but I thought we were all one, so I thought I would see other people around. Am I just blinded by the light? Can I not see things clearly? Is this all just a facade? Is it just a cover? Now that's one for the books. Are we all just pretending? Are we all just posting on our walls, but the writing cannot be seen clearly? And even though it seems so clear as day to me, the words on the wall that say, I'm drowning. He handed me a scroll. I opened it up. There's nothing on here. Is this some kind of joke? Does it look like I'm laughing? You asked the question, what's wrong with you? And here's your answer, nothing. So stop looking. Stop spending every second of your waking day looking for the reasons to confirm that you are a horrible person, like you're a sleuth on the case. Elementary, my dear Watson, guess what? You are the culprit and the victim, the predator and the prey, and I pray that you see that the dimness of your light comes about because you deem yourself unworthy for its fullness. And then the scroll began to glow, soft at first. I couldn't really make anything out, and then it began to radiate brighter. And I could see words being etched on the scroll. Light, living in God's healing touch. There's your spell. Say it, the words out loud. I forgive you, and I love you. Good, but this time I'm gonna need you to say it like you mean it. That's the funny thing with these things, words. You need to say it like you mean it, because otherwise they have no meaning of that which we give it. I forgive you, and I love you. Good, say it again. Sometimes the brain needs to hear the same message 7 or more times before it lands in your world. Not because we don't understand it, but because we don't believe it the first couple go-arounds. I forgive you and I love you. Good, and I need you to say it again, this time like your life depends upon it, because guess what, my friend, it does. Click your heel 3 times if it gets you in the mood. I have a question for you though. Would you believe that you are the answer to the question that you have been seeking? Not the question of what is wrong with you, but the question of what is right with you. I just have one more question for you. Are you ready to wake up from this dream? The plight of the Lightworker. A solemn vow or promise is our word to not dwell in the spiral that depresses us, but to be a beacon that shines our light, to remind those that the light that they are searching for is within themselves. However, the pain of this world sometimes threatens to break